Wagwan guys,
What's good?
welcome to Mission Accomplished Season 2.
Yeah, we made it this far. Special guest only as usual. And today, as you guessed it, we have another special guest.
But first, can you guys just fathom these brand new mics? Do they not look amazing?
Like for real, just look at them, man.
Yeah. Anyways, as we said, special guests only. Let's get into it.
Now, do you mind introducing yourself for the viewers?
Yes. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I think you're doing an incredible job.
Thanks.
Take it.
Thanks.
Season 2.
Thanks.
That's a big deal. My name's Adelle Onyango. I am a media personality and entrepreneur here in Kenya. So I was on radio for 10 years and then I started my own media
That's
company. Yeah, that's a long time. Yes, I worked for 10 years as a radio presenter. I was on a station called Kiss FM. And then I started my own new media company called Legally Clueless Africa. And I have a podcast, 3 podcasts actually, and a couple of other shows. Yeah, that's who I am.
Wow. Wow. So, could you tell us more about the radio stations that you've worked for? You said you worked for Kiss FM and then now Legally Clueless Africa.
Yes. You would have to do that math for yourself, but I'll give you the years. So I started at a radio station called 1FM. It doesn't exist anymore. Exactly. And so I worked there 3 years. Then I moved to Kiss FM where I worked for 7 years. And radio is fun. Do any of you want to get into radio or?
I mean,
Why not?
Like, we need those guys on our station. Yeah, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have you? But radio is fun. Radio is fun if you like music because you're working around music throughout. You're meeting different personalities or celebrities. You're doing interviews like what you're doing. Yeah, it was very fun until I wanted to start my own thing. Yeah.
How did Legally Clueless get its name? Can you be illegally clueless?
So, okay. Clueless means,
clueless.
like, what does it mean?
You can't use a word.
Yeah.
Wait.
Like lost. Something like that.
Like you don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. What
Yes.
does legally mean?
Something
Legally,
that
that is accepted by the law.
And allowed, right?
Yes, yeah.
So when I quit my job, I was very stressed, right? Because I knew I didn't want to be a radio presenter anymore. But it's scary. With any big decision, you're like nervous. Am I making the right decision and all of these things? But I thought, as a human, a huge part of being a human is not knowing. A lot of us, even at my big age, I know you may look at the adults in your life and think they got it all together. But sometimes we just don't know what we're doing, really. We're trying out new things, right? And hoping that they'll work out. So when I left my job, I thought, that's okay. It's okay not to know. So it's legal to be
clueless.
There we
So
go.
are you clueless?
On many things, yes.
So you didn't know what you were doing?
I did not know. If you listen to episode 1 of like our flagship podcast, that is not a woman who knows what she's doing.
If you listen to episode 1 of our podcast, it was really bad.
Yeah.
Trust.
Same, man. Because you're beginning, beginning.
Blinking.
And so you just take it as it goes.
So, could you tell us a bit more about your early life? Like, before you started radio presenting?
Okay, so I was born here in Nairobi, and I was always I'm the last one of 3 girls, so we're only girls, and I was always the creative one. If you're a last one, you know that the older kids never want to play with you, so you have to be very creative and
You're always the one being sent if anyone wants anything.
You know, are you a last one?
I was, and then my brothers were born.
Last
I'm a
one.
firstborn, so
Shout out
I
Joshua
can't
and Caleb.
relate.
You can't relate to our struggle. it was a struggle.
You're
but
always being set, man. Like if your siblings want something, like
go get it.
go and ask mom. You can go and eat.
That part. My sisters always used to, when we'd go grocery shopping, they'd send me with my mom and be like, make sure you come back with chocolate. So I had to like convince my mom. Being a last one is hectic. Anyway, so I was very creative, and I knew I was more inclined to artsy things. I went to school here in Nairobi. I was in the swimming team. I only swam. But I swam for the Kenya team for very many years. I can challenge any of you to like a race.
I'm not a swimmer.
I'm not really.
If I'm being
good at
honest, I swim like
You're
a
just like,
plastic bag. Man.
Really? It's a survival skill, guys.
No, the odds of me being thrown into the ocean with some nasty shark are really low.
It's actually very
Just
high.
saying.
Do you know there's flooding in Nairobi, my friend?
There's flooding in Nairobi, but not where I live as far as I'm concerned.
Hey. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so I went to school here until class 7. And then I moved to Botswana, which is where I did my high school, and I continued swimming, and I got into like the media club and created our first school magazine. And that's when I found out that I really loved media. So that was like my early childhood to high school beginning. I literally was just there.
What language
to
do they
school.
speak in Vietnam?
They speak quite a few languages, but the main one is Setswana. So if you want to say hello, you say Dumela. And if you're saying hello to a man, an older man, someone you should be respecting, your elder, you say Dumela Ra.
Dumela. Dumela, guys.
I'm clueless about legally.
Legally, it's allowed. Yeah.
Okay, so what do people cut down trees, make paper, and then write "save the trees" on the paper?
These are things that keep you up at night.
No, like genuinely, like English is very complicated. Like, how do you drink a drink but you can't food a food?
Good one.
Philosophy. If you find me and Tendo anywhere in the mall or anywhere, just come and talk to us. We'll explain it to you.
So, if your 16-year-old self, because they say 16 is a very significant age, was to come to the now and then see how much you've achieved, how would she react?
Oh, I think she would be very proud. In high school, and I don't know if any of you can relate, or the people who are watching, I wasn't the cool kid. I wasn't in with I didn't fit in, right? I liked. Can you relate?
For those who can relate,
this is for you.
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't fit in, and so I had to really be okay in being myself, right? And sometimes that worked. Sometimes you could face bullying and things like that. But I think if my 16-year-old self came today, she'd be proud because I didn't try and fit in. I just continue to be who I am, and that's how I have been able to make a mark in my media career. And even now, if you look at the media landscape, I don't fit in per se, but that's my superpower. And so I think she'd be proud about that. In school, there's like a lot of pressure to like the songs everybody's liking, wear the clothes everybody's wearing, talk the lingo that everybody's, you know what I mean? And if you don't do that, you can feel like you don't belong. Yeah.
I'm sure many people have experienced what you're experienced, but then I have a really important question for you.
Are you sure? That
Yeah.
smile. Okay, let's hear it.
Why is it called cargo when it's on a ship and shipment when it's in a car?
Hiya.
Getting back to business,
Okay.
could you tell our viewers a bit more about Team Adelle and Project She?
Team Adelle was a movement or a hashtag that was started by my listeners when they would listen to my show on 1FM. And so we used to use Twitter a lot back then. This was a very long time ago, 2010.
Those are the days. I was born in 2012, guys. I can't say anything.
See, those were the days. I was born in 1989.
That's actually pretty young.
We had social media. We only had Twitter and Facebook when I got into radio. Instagram, I think, came
In the
while I
football
was
world,
there.
that's basically Arsenal and Man United.
So on Twitter, when people would listen to the show to like tweet maybe their opinions on a topic or maybe ask for a song to be played, they would use the hashtag Team Adele. And so that was at 1FM. When I moved to Kiss FM, the hashtag still followed me. And then I had young people, they were maybe in uni or just finishing high school. And so I decided to start meeting them. We would do charity drives. We'd go to children's homes and paint the children's homes, or like Nyumba za Wazee, go and spend time with the elderly. So we used to do all of that, and we would push a lot of Kenyan music because we were trying to get people to also start loving and appreciating Kenyan music. So that was Team Adele. Project She came about because I wanted young women and girls to form sisterhood, right? So we would have meetups in universities and talk about just challenges that young girls face. How can they navigate it better? Almost like you have a big sister that you can ask questions type of thing. We would do photo shoots, and in the photo shoots have like sharing circles, and it was really good. It was really good. So that was Project She and Team Adele.
So before we move into the next question, I went with my mom to the bank.
Oh dear.
And there's a lady that told us to check her balance, and then so we pushed her over.
What? Oh no, I get it now. I didn't get it at first. I was like, what are you talking about? Okay.
Have you ever watched
Good
Star
one.
Wars?
Where is this going?
I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't watched Star Wars.
I constantly fall asleep. I've tried.
I have one.
No, it's me now. And this is my personal favorite.
Okay.
joke. What do you call the askaris at the door, aka the guards, at a Samsung store?
Oh my god, I feel like this is gonna be good.
I'll say this to the
No,
Jews. No, let me. I have to say it. I have to say it.
Please, can
I have.
say
To, I have to say it to the Jews.
Okay, I don't know.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, at least
What
I
do you
get it.
think about it? It's actually like Guardians. Let me not even.
Can I ask, did you guys come up with these jokes? This is like really good.
The
There's
producer
a lot that Google can do.
and also Eric, the producer.
And you know what? You guys could try go for like a
But
comedy
he's a
night.
United supporter.
Oh.
Which team do you support?
I
Marcella Betis
don't.
as well.
I used to support a particular team.
God.
I'd rather, but I don't support anymore.
What?
Arsenal.
Why talk to an Arsenal fan when you
dear.
can just keep quiet?
And wait.
But hey, this was a
A
long
wise man
time
once
ago
said.
before I saw the light. Okay. Okay.
The
so
light is
Liverpool.
I just moved away from football altogether.
Okay. Now that we know we have officially acquired you as a Liverpool.
that is
fan.
Okay,
the
cool.
darkness.
I'll join.
So, what would you say about the creative space in Kenya?
Oh, I think it's exciting. I think the creative space is really growing. I mean, look at what you guys are doing, right? You have one of the top shows, or should I say the top show?
Yeah.
Eric, do you have the top show?
Yes, you do.
We have one of the top shows. Thanks
Yeah.
to you guys. Thanks for watching
And-
our podcast.
I mean, for you guys to be doing this at such a young age, it shows that like there's space in the creative space in Kenya, right? I think we're seeing more people creating animations. There's visual artists, musicians are doing really well. I don't know if you have favorite Kenyan musicians.
Mine is the Wekatek Squad, and I hope they're going to come
Same.
on the podcast. Actually, we've met them before.
If we
Oh,
get
dope.
the Wekatik squad on the podcast,
That
then
would just be amazing.
yeah.
That would be so cool because like everybody knows them, whether you're young or middle-aged. Let me
Yeah.
not call you old. Whether you're young,
I appreciate that.
whether you're young or middle-aged.
I feel like middle age sounds worse, but thank you.
whether you're young or middle-aged, there's no way that you don't know Aquatic Squad because they've been like Akina Jabidi and Timeless Noel because they've been there for a long time. Like, I hope to get them on the podcast. If
Why
you're
haven't
watching,
they come?
If you're watching this, please come.
Yeah. So you can see like our musicians are really going global. If you look at even people like Bien, and he's taking Kenyan music to a whole new level. If you look at Blinky Bill, but that's just music. And then we have filmmakers who are doing amazing things. Series that are fully Kenyan getting on Netflix and Showmax. And so I feel like the creative space in Kenya is finally blowing up. And it's great because then you can then decide that, hey, in a few years, why can't I make a film? You know what I mean? Like, you too can actually make films. You too can decide to go into music. You can learn an instrument. I think I'm very excited for where the creative space is now. And it's at a point where now even parents are understanding that the creative space isn't a worthless space. It's a way for someone to express themselves. You can earn a living from it. My business is in this creative space. This is what I do 9 to 5. When we were younger, if you told your parent that you were going to be a musician or a podcaster, it would probably be like, what are you doing? We want you to be a doctor, etc. So finally, things are changing. I'm very excited about that. I see us having a lot more creations, whatever the art is, in vernacular languages. It would be nice to have a lot more, let's say, Kikuyu podcasts or Luo podcasts or Luya podcasts, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see a lot more creators across generations. So it's wonderful to have you guys here. Can you imagine like my grandma having her own show? You know, that would also be quite interesting to see. I think I also see us having creating art that can inspire the globe. So you know, like how Nigeria just dominates globally. One day, I think in 10 years, I want that to be Kenya.
Since we're also podcasters and you have 3 podcasts, what is some advice you'd give us because we're also here today?
First, I think you're doing an incredible job already. Okay. And I think what's important is to remain consistent. So even when it gets difficult to juggle school and is somebody not consistent? Even when it gets difficult, just try and be as consistent as possible. And also remember to just be true to yourself. So even if you'll see other shows doing things in a certain way, doesn't mean you have to go that route. You can design what it looks like for you and have fun. I hope every time you record an episode, you actually have fun. And
trust we do.
That's good. You've got to enjoy it, because otherwise, if you don't enjoy it, then nobody watching is going to enjoy it either. Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy watching our podcast.
They better. I think the hardest challenge, honestly, is just believing in yourself. Especially if you're doing something that not many people are doing. You can start to doubt whether you're doing it well. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. You do something and you're wondering, did I do it well? Did I do it right? Will people like this? Does anybody care about what it is I'm doing? And that's a challenge. And I've had to learn how to be gentle with myself and be like, give everything 100% and know that's all I can do. Right? And when I put it out into the universe, some people will like it, some people won't, and that's okay. And so just continuously believing in myself is a challenge that I still face even now. And so, just because you don't, or you have moments where they self-doubt, it doesn't mean you should stop doing what it is you're doing, or you should stop pursuing what it is you want to pursue. And even if people don't understand what it is you're doing, you understand it. You can see the vision, and that's fine. So that's the hardest challenge for me. I think all other challenges have solutions that are right there. If it's like partnerships or advertising or marketing, all of those things, those I don't see as a challenge. It's the internal work that's the difficult part. Yeah.
So what is the advice that you'd give to the viewers who aspire to become like you and maybe younger or even your age and want to become like you?
I think I would tell anybody watching that don't try to be me or don't try to be like me. Try to be the best version of you. I think we all have some wonderful talents within us. We all have something that we're meant to gift this world. And so your job, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, your job is to find out what it is you were placed on this earth to give to other people, to give to, if it's nature, whatever it is. You are meant to find out what that thing is for you. And how do you do that? By trying to do as many things as possible, right? So if you hear there's a class where you can learn how to play a new instrument, sign up. If you need to learn a new language, sign up. If you are going, Toto News is going to do a charity event in town A, go for it. If there's a class trip, go for it and really immerse yourself in different things. That's how you find out what exactly your purpose is. So don't try to be like so and so. Try and find out who you truly are, the gifts that you were placed on this earth to leave with the people around you. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, as I say, good things have to come to an end. So, Miss Adelle, it's been very fun having you on the podcast, telling us about your life journey and how it hasn't all been all sunshine and rainbows. We appreciate you coming to taking your time, and because you're probably a very busy person, for taking your time to come to our podcast. So
thanks for having me. This is really great.
Thank you guys for watching. Remember to watch our podcast on Akili Kids at 5
on Wednesdays and 10 a.m. That is a.m. on Saturdays.
And also find us on YouTube at Mission Accomplished, the Mission Accomplished podcast, and then on Spotify, the Mission Accomplished podcast. One more thing, where can they find you on which platform can they find you?
So we're everywhere you stream podcasts. Just look for Legally Clueless. Our 3 shows go on that channel. On YouTube, Legally Clueless, and then our website is legallycluelessafrica.com.
legallycluelessafrica.com.
There you go. Legally clueless on where to find her. Then
now you know.
Now you know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching our podcast. Thank you for if you're still here, thank you for watching until season 2. You've helped us a lot to do many things. I've learned many things in season 1. We've met a lot of people. And thank you for opening the season for us. Round of applause.
Yay! Such an honor.
Thank you for opening season 2 for us.
So thank you for coming and thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time. As for us, we out.
We out.